do my work, make sure I get the wins. And if the fight happens, then it happens. Like I said, it's inevitable at this point. So I just got to keep doing my work, keep winning. I'm ready whenever. You know, that fight's been brought up just as much as Chocolatito fight back then. So if that fight was presented to me right now, I'd definitely go ahead and take it.
One of boxing's most anticipated super fights has taken a major step forward. Naoya Inoue's promoter has revealed the latest timeline for a blockbuster clash with Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez. Inoue's promoter has revealed that a blockbuster showdown with Rodriguez is being targeted for February 2027. He expects both champions to take care of their upcoming fights before the matchup can be finalized. If everything goes according to plan, fans could finally witness one of boxing's biggest pound-for-pound clashes. Meanwhile, Andre Ward views the potential matchup as extremely difficult to predict because Inoue and Rodriguez bring contrasting styles into the ring. He describes Inoue as a direct, explosive pressure fighter, while Rodriguez prefers to use lateral movement and attack from different angles. With both men capable of being caught clean, Ward expects a compelling fight that could be decided by who adapts better.
Naoya Inoue is a north and south guy. He's going to have a starting point and he's going to explode straight at you. And most of the guys he fights, they don't have the reactive skill and the ability to get out of the way of those punches. And again, they get hit, they get spooked, and it's a matter of time. Bam is more of an east-west guy. He can go north-south, but he's an east-west guy. I want to get to this side. I want to get to that side. So it's going to be an interesting matchup that is hard to call at this point because both fighters also tend to get hit.
Likewise, Roy Jones gives Rodriguez the edge because he believes his footwork could neutralize Inoue's aggressive straight-line attacks. He also feels Inoue is more vulnerable defensively, while Rodriguez's movement helps him stay out of danger. Even so, Jones believes the fight will be decided by how Rodriguez responds when Inoue lands, as failing that test could quickly turn the momentum in Inoue's favor.
Inoue gets hit more than I think Rodriguez does. I think Inoue is susceptible to more things than Bam is because Bam uses his feet so well. So I think Bam's feet are what going to give him the advantage because he can avoid Inoue's north and south attack. Inoue is not going to be able to avoid his east and west attack. And that's going to be tough. So now what we got to see from Bam is, can you take Inoue's punch? Because 9 times out of 10, Inoue going to hit you once or twice. Because you say, he does get touched a lot. So he gonna get touched. Can you take that? Because if you can take that, then you can beat him. But if you can't take that, then that's the question. So the big thing is, if he can take Inoue's punch, I think he beats Inoue. But if he can't take that punch, Inoue will KO it.
Continuing the breakdown, Andre Ward views the matchup as a potential action fight because both Inoue and Rodriguez bring an aggressive style into the ring. He highlights Inoue's exceptional speed and devastating power, explaining that his relentless pressure can quickly overwhelm opponents. Ward believes anyone hoping to beat Inoue must be able to handle that intensity from the start, or risk losing control of the fight.
And I'm gonna also get into the actual potential fight itself. It's a very, very interesting matchup between these two because they're both very violent fighters. The difference is Naoya Inoue, he's going to try to kick your front door down, right? And he's going to do it with a lot of explosiveness. He's going to have a lot of power behind it. And you better have somebody on the other side of that door that can really hold that door and resist that man, because if not, he's going to hurt you and he's going to spook you with that quickness and that power, and the power is real. At the end of his shots, he can put your lights out, and he's very, very fast twitchy. He's very, very explosive. And for me, Naoya Inoue, he will go laterally, but he's not as skillful as Bam Rodriguez laterally. So in other words, Bam wants to get you on the angle. Bam Rodriguez is at his best when he can get to your left side or get to your right side, have you look for him, and then he meets you with a punch. He's elite when he does that.
Additionally, Sean Porter leans toward Inoue because he believes the physical advantages could prove decisive. He points to Inoue's greater size, added experience, and maturity as key factors, especially in the lower weight classes where even small differences can have a major impact. In Porter's view, those advantages make Inoue the favorite heading into the matchup.
I think with this two right here, I think that gap and that weight actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite.
Moreover, Sean Porter believes Rodriguez needs more time before facing Inoue because he sees further development as essential. He feels Rodriguez must gain more experience while building the kind of strength needed to withstand elite power, not just generate it. Although Porter sees Rodriguez evolving into a complete fighter, he believes Inoue has already reached that level.
I would like to see Bam get more experience.
Bam has to have more experience.
That's the number one thing.
He has to have more strength. Let me say this real quick, and now I think we can get out of here. Strength doesn't mean putting on muscle so that you can hit somebody and clock them. There's strength that you need to withstand what you're getting hit with as well. And Bam has to really build his body up a little bit more, getting in the ring with somebody like Inoue, who has both speed, power, quick, who has the total package. I think Bam has the total package, and he's growing into becoming the total package while Inoue is there now.
Similarly, Liam Goff believes Rodriguez cannot afford to become cautious against Inoue because constant activity will be crucial to his success. He expects Rodriguez to stay aggressive while remaining disciplined, rather than allowing Inoue to dictate the pace. In Goff's view, if Rodriguez is forced out of his natural rhythm, the momentum could shift decisively in Inoue's favor.
When you're in there against someone like Inoue, who's an offensive juggernaut, you know you need to tighten the defense up. You know it needs to be on point because this guy has devastating power. Although he hasn't shown it in his last couple of fights, he really does have that. I think that Bam will be a bit more switched on offensively. You see, here's the thing about Inoue. Offense, so many fighters when they fight, their punch output drops dramatically. Bam's offense in some ways is his defense. So if his offense drops against Inoue, oh boy, that could be a problem.
Liam Goff believes Rodriguez has already established himself as a world-class fighter, but feels he would benefit from more time adapting to the higher weight classes. He suggests another bout at 118 before fully settling in at 122 to make the transition smoother. In Goff's view, taking a gradual approach would better prepare Rodriguez for the challenges ahead.
I just think that Bam needs maybe a little... Bam is a world level fighter. This isn't like a prospect, because Bam's not a prospect, we know that. This isn't like a prospect where you're saying, oh, maybe he needs a little bit more time before we do this and we do that. I think to acclimatize to these weights, he probably does. I mean, I wouldn't begrudge him having another fight at 118 and then finding his feet at 122 pounds.
Continuing the breakdown, Eddie Hearn reveals that early discussions have already taken place about a potential showdown between Inoue and Rodriguez. While he doesn't expect the fight to happen immediately after the Vargas bout, he believes it could be made within the next few fights. He considers it one of the biggest matchups in boxing and notes that Rodriguez is eager for the opportunity.
There has been some early preliminary conversations with His Excellency about Inoue against Bam, and I do think that fight is inevitable. I don't think it's going to be necessarily straight after the Vargas fight, but it could be as quick as in the next 2 or 3 fights. It's probably one of the biggest fights in boxing. It's one that Bam likes the idea of, but first things first.
Ox and Barak believe a victory over Inoue would immediately elevate Rodriguez to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. They acknowledge the challenge ahead, noting that many would favor Inoue because of his size and accomplishments. However, they argue that a dominant or decisive win over a fighter of Inoue's caliber would remove any debate about Rodriguez being boxing's best.
I could tell you that if Bam beats Inoue, there is no person on this planet that will not put Bam Rodriguez as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter.
Thank you.
If he beats Inoue, that's obvious. And if you don't, you have no credibility in this sport. Because nowadays, it's about who you beat.
And we know Inoue is not going to be an easy fight, right? No, he might lose, right?
Yes.
In some people's eyes, Inoue is, I think he might even be the favorite going into this fight, right?
Probably.
Now,
bigger guy.
Winning is big, even in a competitive fight. If Bam goes and does something spectacular, like stops Inoue or dominates, then there's no question that who's #1 pound for pound. It can't be.
as far as dominance, because that's what pound for pound is, dominance, right?
Mike Coppinger believes Rodriguez has earned a place among boxing's elite, but still ranks Inoue above him at this stage. He points to Inoue's accomplishments and recent victory over another elite contender as the reason for that distinction. Coppinger also expects their long-anticipated showdown to become a reality. In his view, the winner would have the strongest claim to being recognized as boxing's best fighter.
Yes, he's top 5, according to most.
Top 5.
But he's not really in the conversation for the #1 spot. Should he be?
Yes, he should be in the conversation. Now, would I personally put him over the Monster right now? No, because of all the accomplishments, and the Monster's still looking damn good, and the Monster just clearly beat another pound-for-pound guy in a good fight, in a competitive fight. So I can't put him above him. But look, hey, I do believe this fight is going to happen with the Monster. We broke the news, right, that this was in talks for January in Tokyo. And if that fight happens, whoever wins that is going to have slam dunk cement case, right, Max, to be the pound-for-pound king.
Well,
on the contrary, Regis Prograis backs Rodriguez to defeat Inoue in their potential showdown. Although he admits he has not followed Rodriguez's career closely, he has been impressed by what he has seen. He believes Rodriguez has the toughness and ability to overcome a challenge of that magnitude. While acknowledging Inoue as an elite fighter, Prograis remains confident Rodriguez would emerge victorious.
One that might materialize that could be possibly a mega fight is Inoue and Bam. What do you think about those two and if they were able to match up?
I got Bam. I mean, Bam right here in San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I got Bam, bro. Bam is a real good fight. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched that much of Bam. I've watched only highlights. But, Bam is a real good fighter. And for me, man, I got Bam. He got that Mexican dog in him too. So, like I said, bro, I got Bam. Inoue is very good fighter. But for me, I got Bam. I'm rocking with Bam.
Yeah, seems like a lot of people are getting excited for that one.
In addition, Devin Haney believes Rodriguez has the complete skill set to push Inoue harder than anyone else. He points to Rodriguez's speed, ring IQ, and ability to create angles as the qualities that make the matchup so compelling. Teofimo Lopez agrees, expecting both fighters to produce a high-level tactical battle if the long-anticipated showdown becomes reality.
How does Bam do against the Monster?
I think that's the only fight I would want to see Inoue in, is a Bam Rodriguez fight. I think Bam has the most ability to test Inoue. I think he has speed, he has angles, he has IQ. I think that that's a fight I would love to see.
How about you, Tail?
Yeah, to follow what Devin's point is, I think honestly we'll see the most technique out of Bam and Inoue when they face each other, if that is to come about. I think it's going to be a very technical fight and definitely one that is a super fight.
Max Kellerman admits his opinion on a potential Rodriguez versus Inoue showdown has shifted after Rodriguez's latest performance, leaving him without a clear favorite. Malik Scott also questions whether Rodriguez's current defensive habits would hold up against Inoue's explosive punching. Together, they believe those defensive issues could become a decisive factor if the fight is made.
What do you think? Like, I have to admit, I was kind of split on Bam versus the Monster early on. Maybe the Monster's length gives him a little advantage. And then in recent fights, I thought Bam is too young and fresh, southpaw boxer, the whole thing. And after watching Vargas tag Bam, I'm like...
I changed a little bit.
Yeah, right? I'm back kind of 50-50.
You know why I did? Is because I don't trust that earmuffs defense against the Monster. I really don't. It makes me ask questions because he could probably...
And you could hear that through the earmuffs.
Yes.
You could hear that sound through the earmuffs.
Yes. However, Bruce Carrington believes Rodriguez has the tools to beat Inoue, but argues more time adapting to the higher weight classes is essential. He points to moments in recent fights where Rodriguez showed defensive vulnerabilities that could be far more costly against a puncher like Inoue. Even so, Carrington remains convinced Rodriguez has a genuine chance of pulling off the upset as he continues to develop physically.
Yeah, he did great, but I do think that Bam, he needs some time to grow into these weight classes. He needs some time because it was like little spells inside that fight where I saw Antonio Vargas was having some success. So I was like, Bam can't get caught with that with certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he's gonna shoot up to Inoue, when Inoue, a lot of his punches have bad intention. So it's like, we've seen Bam get knocked down before as well too. So it's like, all right, certain things that he might have to tighten up on and certain things he may have to get stronger with as he continues to go up in these weight classes. But I do think that Bam has a true chance.
Kermel Moton favors Rodriguez to come out on top and expects the fight to go the distance. He acknowledges that Rodriguez has the power to produce a finish, but considers a victory on the scorecards the safer prediction. Moton also notes that Inoue has shown moments of vulnerability during his career, giving Rodriguez reasons to be confident.
I'm excited for that fight. I'll probably root for Bam in that fight.
But who do you got winning?
I mean, if I'm rooting for Bam, I got him winning, you know?
By decision or knockout?
Yeah, I don't know. Inoue has his chin be, it's not, I wouldn't say it's questionable, but he be going down. So we'll have to see, but I'll go with decision for now.
Still, Paulie Malignaggi likes the idea of a future showdown between Rodriguez and Inoue, but believes the timing should be handled carefully. He recommends Rodriguez take one more fight before stepping into a matchup of that magnitude. While impressed by Rodriguez's recent knockout victory, he feels there are still areas for refinement. Malignaggi believes another outing would provide valuable experience and continued momentum. In his view, that preparation would leave Rodriguez better equipped for the challenge ahead.
Now again, I love this fight. I love the Inoue fight, but I think that Bam probably should take one fight at 122, maybe around October. If I'm Bam's team, that's what I would look into. I would love to know what you guys think about that. You know, I don't think he should just jump right into the Inoue fight from this fight. I thought he looked good. Listen, at the end of the day, there's always things to work on, things to criticize. But you know, Bam had a spectacular knockout that really ultimately puts him in a great position to create momentum off this, but there are some things to work on.
Paulie Malignaggi believes Rodriguez could be facing Inoue at the ideal stage of his career. He points to signs that Inoue may not be as dominant as in previous years, creating a possible opportunity for Rodriguez. At the same time, Malignaggi considers Rodriguez a future all-time great in his own right. Even so, he stresses that defeating a fighter of Inoue's caliber will still require a near-flawless performance.
Because also, let's face it, I mean, Inoue's also seems like he's slowing down too. He's going the distance more now. You know, 33 years old, he may not be the same anymore either. So, you know, Bam could also be catching him at the right time, and that's part of the business as well, catching another all-time great at the right time. I say another all-time great because I don't know what you guys think, but I think Bam's on his way to be an all-time great himself, you know? So I think that, you know, this may be the time to catch Inoue, but you still got to be leery of some things.
With Inoue's promoter now outlining a potential timeline, the long-awaited showdown with Rodriguez appears to be moving closer to reality. But before that dream fight can happen, both champions still have important hurdles to clear, making every upcoming performance even more significant. If the fight is officially announced, who do you think comes out on top, Inoue or Rodriguez? Share your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing news, fight updates, and expert analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.